They told the limping nurse to stay back, to sit down, to stop pretending she could still be useful. The dust was already rising when the sound came, a deep thunder rolling over the mountains, growing louder with every heartbeat. What no one knew yet was that 4 Marine helicopters were about to land on that broken patch of ground, and every single one of them was demanding the same call sign. Angel 6. Before we go any further, take a moment right now. If you believe in kindness, in second chances, and in the quiet power of people who never stop caring, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments where you are watching from. Your support keeps stories like this alive. The nurse's name was Evelyn Carter, and she had not always walked with a limp. Once, she had moved quickly through hospital corridors and field tents alike, sleeves rolled up, hair tied back, eyes steady even when everything else was falling apart. The limp came later, the result of a night she never talked about, a night that left her with a damaged leg and a deeper wound that no one could see. In the remote aid station where this story unfolds, surrounded by sand, wind, and tired souls, Evelyn was already considered a burden by some. Not because she lacked skill, but because she refused to quit, even when her body clearly begged her to. The outpost sat on the edge of nowhere, a temporary cluster of metal, canvas, and hope. It served soldiers, locals, and anyone unlucky enough to be caught between conflict and survival. Supplies were always short. Sleep was always interrupted, and respect, especially for someone like Evelyn, was a fragile thing. Younger medics whispered that she should have gone home years ago. Supervisors, stretched thin themselves, gently but firmly told her to take lighter duties. That morning, as the sun burned low and harsh, she was instructed to stay back when the alert came in. Her leg was acting up. Her hands shook just slightly. The world, it seemed, had decided she was finished. But Evelyn stayed near the edge of the landing zone anyway, leaning on her cane, watching the horizon like she always did. Her mind drifted through memories she never shared. Faces she had saved. Faces she had lost. A young Marine once, bleeding out under her hands, calling her Angel 6 because he could not remember her name but knew she had pulled him back from the dark. She never corrected him. The call sign stuck, passed quietly from one unit to another, like a prayer soldiers whispered when things went wrong. As the distant thunder grew into a physical force, rattling metal and nerves alike, confusion spread across the outpost. 4 helicopters were not scheduled. Not here. Not ever. The wind whipped harder, sand stinging eyes and skin, as the massive machines descended in perfect, almost reverent formation. The ground shook. People froze. And then the words came through the radio, sharp and urgent, repeating again and again. They were requesting Angel 6. Evelyn felt the sound before she understood it. Her chest tightened. Her breath caught. She tried to step forward, and pain shot up her leg, fierce and unforgiving. A hand reached out to stop her, reminding her gently but firmly that she should stay back. That this was not her place anymore. But something in her eyes had changed. Years of being overlooked, underestimated, and quietly enduring had led to this moment. She straightened as much as she could and kept moving. The helicopters settled, rotors still screaming against the sky, and outstepped Marines hardened by places far worse than this outpost. Their movements were fast, purposeful, but there was something else there too, something heavy and emotional that cut through the chaos. They were carrying wounded, critical cases from a convoy ambush that had gone wrong in every possible way. The nearest advanced hospital was hours away. They had one chance, and they had demanded her. As stretchers came down, blood-soaked and urgent, the reality hit everyone watching. This was not a routine extraction. This was a desperate gamble. And suddenly, every eye turned to the limping nurse who had been told to stay back. Someone recognized her face. Someone else remembered a story. The whispers stopped. The doubt cracked. Evelyn did not hesitate. Pain became background noise as instinct took over. Her hands moved with a confidence forged through years of loss and survival. She assessed wounds, prioritized lives, and guided the team with calm authority. Her voice never shook, even as her leg threatened to give out beneath her. She leaned against stretchers, against tables, against sheer will. Time blurred. Dust clung to sweat. The air smelled of fuel and blood and something electric, something like hope. The Marines watched her with a kind of awe that does not come easily to people who have seen too much. They had come because of stories, because of lives saved against impossible odds. Now they were watching those stories unfold in real time. Angel 6 was not a myth. She was right there, limping, exhausted, and unstoppable. When the last wounded Marine was stabilized enough to fly, the outpost was silent except for the fading roar of engines lifting back into the sky. Evelyn finally let herself sit down, her body trembling now that the storm had passed. She expected nothing. No thanks. No recognition. She had learned long ago not to need those things. But respect has a way of finding truth when it matters. Word spread fast after that day. Not in loud announcements, but in changed behavior. Lighter duties were no longer forced on her. Younger medics watched her closely, asked for her guidance, and listened when she spoke. Supervisors looked at her differently, not as a risk, but as an anchor. Evelyn never stopped limping. She never fully healed. But something inside her eased. She had been reminded, in the most dramatic way possible, that her worth was not measured by speed or perfection, but by heart, experience, and the refusal to abandon others even when the world suggests you abandon yourself. As this story comes toward its end, if it has stirred something inside you, if it has reminded you of someone who kept going when they were told to stop, please take a moment to like this video, share it, and subscribe. Your engagement helps these stories reach people who may need them more than we know. And before the final moment fades, we ask you to comment below and tell us about a time when someone underestimated you or someone you love, and how it changed your path. The helicopters were gone, the dust settled, and the outpost returned to its quiet struggle against the endless horizon. But nothing there was the same again. Somewhere in the world, lives continued because a limping nurse refused to stay back. And somewhere watching this right now, someone may find the courage to stand up again, even when their legs are tired, because Angel 6 did.